when people can't seem to get enough of Pokemon, but also growing tired of it at the same time.
Well, it's been 26 years.
Clearly making more Pokemon is the way to go, but this time you make it just a little bit different. Netflix presents Pokemon Concierge.
Does she not know that it's one word?
Concierge is someone who sees to the needs of their clientele. Alright. Thanks, I guess. If you smack everything cute, happy, friendship and fun solves everything and all that type of then this show is definitely for you.
So, not for you then?
Are you befuck? Meet Haru. She leaves her boring life behind to join this Moi paradise resort to tend to the needs of her clients, which in this case isn't people, but bliksemse animals, memoer.
Well, Pokemon.
It's not a resort, it's a Donnerse game reserve, but the animals roam free. How the hell is this even legal? Haru arrives on Paradise Island and is immediately greeted by a Pokedinguses as if that's normal. And also her new boss is there and she tunes her hello. And she actually turns out to be the most unrealistic thing in this whole Donnerse show. Well, how do you figure that? Because she's too bloody nice. Ek sê jou, too nice, in fact. Just wait, you'll see. Her boss's name is Miss Watanabe. Miss Watanabe. Haru is shown around by her boss, Fromans, and it is immediately clear, with a Rototot walking around freely, that this is a health code violation in any normal circumstance. The boss Tanny says that Haru's job is to see to the needs of the Pokegooters, as they are the guests at the resort. Who the hell can afford to send not themselves, but their bloody pets to a resort? Yeah! And so Haru is now given the title of concierge, which was a word I never knew existed until now. The boss tells Haru, now hey, listen, it's your first day on the job, so why don't you just relax and enjoy the resort as a guest? And Haru's immediate reaction to this is, hey, is she testing me? Must I show initiative or what? Which, in all fairness, is the logical response. Easiest damn job ever. Precisely. Haru then goes on a little adventure to get to know the island, and then she meets someone who is probably Todd's brother. What? The Tyler.
You do know that's his name, not his profession, right?
And so after meeting the Tyler and his RP Pokedingus staff members, ek weet nie, and then yoga. Of course. What else? Then she meets Elisa and her Pokedingus motorspoeg. Gross. Haru will then meet Psyduck after eating too much and passing out in the sun and not getting sunburned. See, very unrealistic. She then gets a bloody massage from her boss and passes out again. See, too bloody nice. And Haru really is slacking on the job at this point. So if she really was being tested, she failed. Easiest bloody job in the world. Day 2 rolls around, so technically her first work day. And she's still doing fuck all. Chilling by the beach, watching some Pokegooters terwijl her rondfok. Easiest bloody job.
We get it.
So, lesson 1. Chill out, John. Haru at some point catches 2 Pokedinguses play fighting of sorts, and the one made of steel defies physics and not only flies away, but carries the other one who is a literal boulder. This whole world makes no fucking sense.
And stop trying to make sense of it. It's an animated fictional world, and like many others, don't follow real life conventions, so give it up.
Alright, memoer, kalmeer.
Okay.
Calm, good?
Yeah, my bad.
So Haru, as opposed to doing her job, is doing arts and crafts with Elisa and starts to have this internal crisis about not being good at things and compares herself to others and their skills. So you can imagine there will be a lesson to learn by the end of this episode. But then a Fulky Pokemon dive bombs into the thing they're painting. And because this Eland is so blary easygoing, nobody is even remotely insane Murin. And I swear they're all chuffed. Yeah, man. So Haru checks the Psyduck again and wants to understand its powers and cock. So she Googles it, even though 5 minutes before she couldn't get signal due to a lack of connection of sorts on the island, but whatever. And she checks, hey, die ding is psychic, and so it gets headaches and can't control its powers, then makes her sweeties float. Memoer, a doffy psychic duck. Alright. Oh, and even though this is not technically an anime, the one bliksemse thing that makes it very anime to me is this. The sounds characters make when they're eating in anime mock my mouth.
You got problems, man.
Yeah, yes, my problem. So Haru is trying to help the Psyduck and chooses, hey, perhaps to avoid headaches. Take Comprel. Nee. Try using your powers of cock on purpose to alleviate pain of so type of cock. So, whenever he gets headaches, she presents something that would make use of that power and therefore headache goes away. Now, that's a fucking full-time job. And that, chommies, is lesson 3. Help 'n Pokéding met sy kop seer. Yeah. Haru wakes up for another day of work, and I use that word very loosely. She finds Elisa scaling a Donnerse mountain to help a boulder with her face off the cliffside because he doesn't want to go home. Are all Pokédinguses just children of us? But don't worry, convincing the begraver to come down is not even remotely difficult. So yeah, easiest job, like I said. Hara then again feels inferior as Elisa can apparently do many key things. So Hara is given a life lesson of Suakak from Elisa, cheating her. Check that Fulky, he's good at flying, while the boulder there with the face is not. And humans are the same in comparison. I really don't know what the fuck was the lesson there, but Hara somehow understands. Boy, Haruki then finds a Fissy that's caca swimming because he's wearing a floating device. Which, the main mood, okay. So the Tyler tunes, yeah, he's caca swimming, but he's having fun. It won't fucking survive in the wild. So, just do what Fissy's doing. Don't try to find your skill set, just have fun. Mensa, don't fucking listen to this guy. Yeah, but then shenanigans. But then, shenanigans, as the Fissy's floating device inadvertently gets swept away in the lug and gets flattened by a Snorlax. This makes Hara sad, as she was unable to safely retrieve the Fissy's literal life preserver, and yeah. But then we find out Fissy evolved into a Gyarados, so everything is okay. The next morning, Hara checks the Pokégooters using a little life preserver decoration dung for fun, and decides to make a bunch more so many more can play with this type of thing. Elisa rocks up and then tunes Hara, hey, you found your talent! Crafting life preserver ornament toys. Yeah. Lesson 3. I really don't know. Maybe it's being helpful to Pokédinguses. I don't know. Episode 4 starts with Hara and her fascination with Pikachu like every other Pokemon fan. Now this was established much earlier, but yeah, full circle now as there are now 12 Pikachus on the island. Mensa, it wouldn't be Pokemon without a Pikachu episode now.
Do you just not like being cheerful?
What? So Hara is in a daze of Suakak as she checks the 12 new Pikachu arrivals, again avoiding work, while Elisa behind her, who is working, tunes Hara, don't get distracted, we are at work, which Hara acknowledges, but of course doesn't fucking listen. But while in her daze, she thinks Psyduck is looking for her attention, which doesn't faze her, but then realizes it's a Pikachu done. Then we finally have her attention. Sorry Psyduck, you're just not as important to her anymore. Turns out it's a quiet and shy Pikachu, which, if it wasn't clear, is going to be this episode's focus. We then check little shy Pikachu has a trainer Lighty, who honestly is a klein cock who doesn't accept the kind of Pikachu he has, but is constantly trying to get it to be something it's not. So their idea to help this timid Pikachu get out of its shell is a zipline high up in the trees. Moi. But naturally, Pikachu is a bicky bang, and so doesn't work. We'd have thought. Also, it doesn't help that this trainer Lighty dung tunes his Pikachu that he better do the zipline dung cooler than Psyduck did. Talk about pressure. Then they tried to get Pikachu Dungiki to speak louder of some kind, with various methods including spicy food and giving him a fright, and yeah, doesn't work. Obviously, because it isn't the end of the episode yet, Tommy, so he can't learn any lessons. It's the rules, man. The Lighty then legit thinks his Pikachu is somewhat sick is all. Yeah. Hara eventually then comes to the conclusion that Pikachu is fine as it is. It doesn't have to be a certain way. Finally, they eventually get the Pikachu to have some fun when the Dinosaur Lighty has fun with him. Yay, lessons. The episode ends with Pikachu and the Lighty trainer Fokker leaving on the ship, and because Pikachu had a moi time, he then finds a voice loud enough to shout goodbye, or at least I assume that's what he's saying. Lesson 4. Accept one for who they are. Nair. The series ends with Adonis of Valfus coming to paradise. And yeah, each episode is about 10 minutes long, and there are 4 episodes. Enjoy.
So, it's an island paradise for Pokemon,
Yeah.
where Haru is a new employee and doesn't do much work seemingly.
Yeah.
And there is some overarching lesson to be learned per episode.
Sort of.
And its themes are very wholesome and cutesy and in stop motion.
Yeah.
Which supposedly you hate.
Pretty much.
You liked it, didn't you?
It was fucking nice, man.